Hi, I'm Patricia Allingham Carlson, and this is my watercolor painting, Stone Pathway. This video is part 2 of 4. In part 2, I'm laying out the steps and developing the stonework with the cracks and individual stones, detailing and putting down all the fantasy colors that I'm enjoying using, which I call my magic colors. They are not realistic, but to me, they're beautiful to use, and I enjoy them very much. Hope you give it a like and thumbs up. You can subscribe and click on the bell to see more videos as I post them. Now let's paint. Moving forward, I'm sketching out the front part of the wall beside the stairway. And trying to figure out the angles with my brush. It goes up and over, and I'm drawing some of the cracks in that directionality. Masking some areas so that I can work on the front part of this big stone slab. And sketching out the stairs in the foreground. This area was a little tricky for me, and I had to rework it several times. But right now I'm basically sketching in where the big stones are that make up this particular area of the staircase. Further back I don't do as much detail work because it is in the background. So I've wet just this area here, and I'm adding some color. There was some moss growing up along the stairs, onto the stones. There was weathering. There was some chipping and some aging of the pathway. I'm trying to capture that using splatter paint and some interesting colors. You can see I also use my hand to mask my splatter. I pretty much use whatever is on hand. And when something doesn't work, I come right in and take it back out again, so it will look the way I think it should look. So I'm roughly forming where each individual stone is laid out to make this staircase. And the wall next to it. and continuing to sketch out the steps and the stones that they're made of. This took some time. Once I think I have the stone structures about right, I go back and detail on the mid-stair level to give some structure to all those blurry colors. And then back to the front to continue to work with these sort of shifted older stones. Truly a fun challenge. I continue to add some nice rainbow colors because it's sort of the presentation I want to get across. These are not normal colors, obviously. Shadows are not so purple or so pink. But this is my impression. And with art, you can paint whatever you want to. Adding cracks and big marks to denote where the stones are. And they have to be pointed in the right direction for the perspective. I'm working at this point to refine my perspective on the stairs. I did not do it quite right to my satisfaction. So I'm pulling out the staircase more to the left side. Perspective can be a challenge. And sometimes I'll just get it right away, and sometimes it's just a little harder to work with. But I think I'm getting it now. The stair on the far right, the rock had actually sunk into the ground. As well as the sort of uneven step on the very bottom. Each rock had its own unique little angle. And tying it together with the very bottom, I'm starting to become more satisfied with their perspective. Now off to the left of the path was some mulched area with leaves and some soil. So I'm making it sort of colorful with some reds and oranges. And the shading that I added to the slopes in the background, as you can see, working wet on wet caused the colors to fade. So I'm reestablishing some more of the darks in the slopes to add a little bit more interest to the painting. And so it went with this painting. I did a lot of structuring. The structuring dried much later, and I added more. And so it went, with much adjustments all along the way. I've taken off some color on the left side of the stairs to try to readjust that angle yet another time. I've shaded heavily on the one side of the wall on the right side of the painting. And I'm coming in with some dark accents to refine and define the boulder and the stairs going across. Using some cobalt blue to define the stairs, as well as some French ultramarine blue. And loosely defining a wall at the very top of the steps. I'm working to make the rocks of the wall on the right look natural. There were some shadows at the top of the stairs, so I'm adding them. And with the adjustments made on my perspective now dry, I'm coming in with some indigo to sketch out where I think the final perspective line should go. And hopefully I'll have it right this time. I'm defining that edge that I just corrected on the left side of the stairs with some green to show the moss and discoloration of the age stone. And then I'll have to adjust the background over to fill in. Continuing to detail the stairs at this point. I'm continuing to add some splatter and some bright colors here and there, just sort of playing all around the area of the painting, filling in where the stairs have been redefined by proper perspective, I hope, and softening edges with water spray. I hope you enjoyed my watercolor demonstration of Stone Pathway. I'd like to thank the Facebook page Watercolor Enthusiasts for the interesting challenge project presented to their members. Finding sources for new ideas and challenges offer great opportunities to learn. There's a link to check out Watercolor Enthusiasts' Facebook page in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed this video series and you'll give it a thumbs up. Your comments are appreciated too. You can subscribe and ring the bell to see all my new videos. And I'll see you next painting.